Well, hello once again, farming friends. Welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. And we are on North Brabant this morning, picking up where we left off yesterday. And that was we were harvesting oats, and we had picked our apples and pears, and we'd sold those off. Well, we did go ahead and finish up that one little field that we were in. Over there at field number 12. We did harvest that up. We still have 30 and 29 to harvest, which is rye. But because I am the indecisive farmer, we're going to do something a little different today. Yesterday we discussed holding off on doing chickens, and then I got to thinking about it, about doing so. Excuse me there. I got to thinking about it and looked at the finances and looked at the ledgers, and I thought, let's go ahead and get started on it and try it out and see what it's all about, because that's the only way we're going to learn anything is if we just dive into it and get it done. So today we're going to learn a little bit on setting up our poultry and our Fattening Chickens project. And to do that, we're going to start off by purchasing a piece of equipment. We're going to get a new tipper. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a version of this Brantner that has been modified to hold a little bit more fruit. And what it is we need a way to be able to haul straw from our silos over to the chicken processing area without using the forage handler all the time, the forage wagon. And there's a really great version of this particular trailer out that has been done by the same guy that did the Apple mod, Rosenthaler. So we're going to grab that today. And so here it is, the Rosenthaler Brantner ROS 2.0. It's $12,000, and as you can see down at the bottom, it holds a variety of fruits. It holds chaff. It holds your chaff, total mixed rations. It'll hold silage. It'll hold grasses, hay, straw. It will hold your TMR, like I said, and then it'll also hold a mixture of just the silage and straw, or straw and hay. I'm lost. Anyways, it will also do manure, your standard fruits, fertilizer, seed. So as you can see, just a variety of objects that will hold. It does not do potatoes because it does have an outspout on it, as you can see here. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a confession. I've already purchased it, went to the store and brought that back to the farm because, well, I just didn't think you wanted to watch me drive all the way over there just to pick up a tipper. So here it is. And the reason that it will not do potatoes or sugar beets, excuse me, sorry about that, is because just like the auger wagon, anything that has an auger function in it won't do that. Well, this has an auger basically in it because it has this neat little outspout that allows you to offload into a side trailer, or if you're hauling seed to a sower. And let me grab a little coffee here. Got a little tickle in my throat for some reason. Anyway, so that'll let you, like, let's say you're doing a map like Old Ridge, where it has a seed machinery built into it. This is going to give you the ability to, it's going to give you the ability to go and get your seed from the seed machine, and then go out to the farm, out to the field, to your seeder, boom out, and then you can refill from there. So yeah, cool little, and it also has the tipper function on it. So we're going to use it to haul our materials over to our chicken shed, or our broiler as it is called. And I do have a confession, and I'll go ahead and put a disclaimer out there. I have not used this thing. I don't know exactly how it functions. I've spent several hours online reading about it to try and find out all the details of how you use it. And because if you follow this entire series, you'll know that at the beginning we couldn't even figure out where to buy the Fatten Chickens at. I thought it originally maybe it was the regular chickens would do it, but no, there is a special Fatten Chicken that you have to purchase, and it took me a while to find out where that was actually purchased from. So again, sorry about that. So anyways, yeah, so we're gonna learn on this one, a little trial and error, and we'll see what works and what doesn't work, and go from there. So we'll haul our straw over here, because I know any good chicken house needs a little straw for them to scratch at and bed up on. And we're gonna drop this gate here. These gates are cute, but they're kind of annoying. Because the function to lower them is the same as lowering an implement on your tractor. So if you have an implement on the back, it's going to lower it at the same time. So I mean, I like the animated triggers, but which I don't have an issue because I have a trailer on here, so I guess I could stay in tractor. Alright, so before we dump our straw, this is our broiler facility. As you can see, it's got feeders in the center here. Well, this one's for water. I guess they have all those marked for water. Not sure what this is. Maybe that's where your earth fruits go if you've got to actually feed earth fruits. So we're going to start off with, I guess 20 is a good manageable number. They're not too expensive. They're only about a $1.50 each. And the chickens are located in your standard in-game categories under animals, where you buy all your other livestock. You're going to just tab over, and here's the Fatten Chicken. $120, so bucking some change. So let's go ahead and get ourselves 20 of them. And I do not have the multi-purchase in, so I'm just going to have to do the old slap the enter key to go ahead and get me 20 of them up. And magically they appear right in the farm. They do. There they are. They all flock together, huh? Birds of a feather. So there are our Fatten Chickens. And now we have to feed them and give them bedding and go from there. Get them a little water. So we'll tip this out. And there we go. Got plenty of straw in there for them. Enough for 6 days. The only thing that's really going to stink about this is, other than the fact that chickens stink, there is no facility around here to hold some of the... It'd be nice if there were some bins where we could put some of these and just leave them. This is where swap buddies would come in, or placeable containers. I've seen some of those mods where you can get containers, like pallet containers, that you could lift with a forklift and bring over here. They would be good for this, where you could store on site some hay or straw. Excuse me once again, I'm sorry about that, folks. I had to try and edit some of those coughs out. Yeah, so if you are listening to or watching this and there's just some blank audio drops, it's because I went in and muted some of them, so you didn't have to hear me clear my throat. I've just got this little tickle in the back of my throat, and it's driving me nuts. And believe it or not, it didn't start until I hit the record button. I've been up for 3 hours this morning, and I haven't had any kind of issues at all. I sit down to record this, and all of a sudden I get a scratch in my throat that I can't get rid of. Alright, so we need a little TMR, so we'll go over here to our processor. Giving us a yellow light. I wonder what that means. We're not going to need a whole lot, so we'll end up having to come back and dump this trailer, because I know 20 chickens aren't going to need more than a couple of thousand liters of TMR. So anyways, yeah, this will be a learning process for us, because like I said, I have the problem with this mod is it's developed based off of the pig mod and the beef mod. It's all on Maru's website, and it's all in German. So even though I have spent hours on the website combing through the information that is there, number one, the problem with most of these mods is they don't really write up a ton of information on them. They do the mods, they put them out there, and they tell you, hey, I got this mod, and here's how you install it on your map, and that's it. So there's not a whole lot of end user information out there, and then what is there is typically, in this case, it's in German. And while I took a little German in high school, that has been years past, several years past. Not gonna get into that, but yeah, because I am an old guy playing video games. Laugh all you want. But yeah, it's if you really want to get in depth on things, you have to spend hours on the website translating, because unfortunately most of these sites, the way they're laid out with the basic information of the website translates with a translation software, or like something like Google Translate. The bulk of the website, which would be the dressing and the main body of the website, it translates just fine, but the content that's pulled in, your PHP content, stuff like that pulls in on these forums and the comment sections, that information, because it's not really considered part of the main body of the website, it does not translate. So to get it, you're having to go in and actually just copy paste that stuff, and it takes forever to do, and eventually, after you read through 20 or 30 comments that give you very little information that's relative to what you're searching for, out of 30, and you find one comment that actually is somewhat informative, and the rest of them are like, well, I would have done this, I would have done this, or I would have done that. They're preaching instead of actually informative, and so yeah, that kind of gets old. Alright, so I think we need a little grain. Let's look inside of here. Oh, and I will point out, let's look at the weather forecast. We still got that rye to harvest. We got a good day today, but looks like rain tomorrow, so we might not plant today. If we do, we'll plant late in the afternoon, and hope that the rain shower is an early morning rain shower, and then we can harvest late in the afternoon tomorrow. But anyways, we were going to look at the PDA of what we need. Alright, so fatten chickens. So fattening amount, chicken amount, slaughter weight, we've got none. Productivity is 0. Mixed rations, grains, earth fruit, silage, water, straw, manure. So We need some grain, which I think we're going to use wheat because the water mod for chickens is wheat. And so yeah, you use wheat over here. So I'm guessing that wheat would be good for these guys. No grass. It's just sort of interesting because all my chickens eat grass. I mean, they sit around in the yard all day and eat weeds. Chickens are great cultivators. If you got a little garden at home, build yourself a little chicken tractor. Make sure that you plant your furrows wide enough for a chicken tractor to go in between them, and yeah, you set that thing in place and put 2 or 3 birds in there and move it every hour or 2, and there won't be a weed left. You know, they'll go through there either looking for worms and bugs, or they'll just eat the grass itself. I mean, if we were doing this for real too, we'd need a little diatomaceous earth to help keep the mites down. There's our trigger for wheat. So we're good there. Now I guess we need to go get a little water. And hopefully that's going to give us 100% productivity. I guess it did say silage, but my experience has been that if you give them TMR, silage is this there as a backup because they're going to eat the TMR before they eat the silage. So I don't really think you need to put silage in there. Wouldn't think you need to put silage in there to get to 100%. I know on dairy, you don't necessarily have to put the silage in if you're putting the TMR in. My understanding on that is that grass and silage is the alternative to TMR, but you won't get it keeps them fed and nourished, but you won't get 100% productivity on them until you give them the TMR to eat. So that's my understanding anyways. I could be wrong. I'm not going to profess to be the best at this. Not paying attention and almost back that around in circles. Alright, so we'll head back to the farm. Our water can is sitting outside of the cattle pen. So we got to pick it up and take it over. Give a little water to the chickadees. And if we get lucky, that's all we need to do. Pull this over here. And let's go get that water. Pick up our water can and take it to the chicken house. Looks like we need to stop and get some more water. Probably not. That's probably plenty. It probably only takes a few hundred liters of water, knowing this game. All right. Off to the chicken house. So as you'll see over here, the sweet beets are still in the sugar beets are still in the field. I did not cut them out or do any cultivating on them yet. I have to say I'd love to harvest those, but I just feel funny about doing it after 5 days in game. Especially when all we're going to do when we do it is probably cultivate them under and replant them. Oh yeah, water's around back. So yeah, we'll end up cultivate them under, replant them, and then rent the harvester and harvest them. If it does turn out to be the fact that we need earth fruit. Alright, so let's see what we got. That should give us enough to get some productivity going. 90%. So it's either earth fruit or silage that we're missing. I'll bet you it's earth fruit. Which means we're going to have to come up with some potatoes or some beets. And we do have a machine we can sow beets with, but we don't have a one to sow potatoes with. Alright. Well, we'll just see what happens. We always go get some silage and haul it over there and put it in place. Alright, let's drop this water can off right here. And I guess we'll run over there real quick with one more load. And that should get us set up. Pretty sure we don't have any potatoes or beets right now, since we did start off with absolutely nothing to begin with. I think all it gave us was a little bit of wood chips at the beginning. Let's see. Yeah, 0 inventory on those. Alright. Well, hopefully this is going to work out for us. And if it does, we can ramp up our operation. but this will be a test run for us. It's a lot of silage that time. Hey, speaking of silage, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I did go ahead. We do have a bunker over at the BGA that is fermenting, and should be just about ready for us to process. So we might have to rent a front loader for that. We could use the conveyor belt. I think I finally figured out how to trigger the conveyor belt the other day. I was messing around with it, trying to figure out if you could set the conveyor over the BGA and then dump a trailer full of silage onto the conveyor belt and get that to run in. And I wasn't able to get it, but I think I finally figured out where the trigger point is on it to get it to do that. Speaking of triggers, I don't see one. I know I didn't miss it. Is it around back? I would think this is manure right here. No silage accepted. What do we got here? Well, alrighty, no tip point for silage, so I mean, am I missing something? I'm gonna trigger this door and close it because I don't. See, I don't even get a tip point anywhere. Not a place at all to unload it. I sure don't see it. Alright, so I think silage is a no-go. Jump out and close that gate. I think for the time being everything is good in here. That's the most we can do for them. And so just kind of watch it. I can't really give them any earth fruit until they get some earth fruit, so we'll let them feed on what they've got. We'll see if we get any productivity out of them. So apparently we don't need silage, and maybe it's exactly what I thought with the TMR in there. You can't put silage in. Maybe you can do silage if you don't have TMR. We'll see. So we certainly should consider a way to get some earth fruits. And I'm thinking beets will be the easiest one we can do, because we do have the original seeder that we got with the farm has the ability to do beets. We could just pick one of these small fields, plant it, or even a large field. If we're going to rent the topper and the if we're going to rent the topper and the, yeah, totally was thinking about what we're going to do and not paying attention. But if we're going to have to rent the topper and the harvester, we might as well just plant a big field and maximize our usage of the tool that day. It might take a little longer to prep a field, but I think it will be worth it. So maybe that's what we do on our next planting, is we put some beets in the ground and then we'll just rent the unit to process it. That'll run us $8,000, which is much better than the $38,000 that it will cost you actually to do it. I think I was talking with somebody last night on TeamSpeak, and we were discussing the mod, and we were discussing the difference in cost. Yeah, it's actually worse than I thought. It's $88,000 just for the tool, $17,000 for the topper. So yeah, a little over $100,000 just to do beet harvesting. Whereas if we rent it, let's jump into the rental mod. If we rent, we can get beet harvester. We can get the topper for $1,360 a day, and we can get the rooster for $7,000 a day. So a little over $8,000 a day. That's a pretty that's a pretty good deal in my book. So yeah, we'll go down that route. So okay, well, definitely something to look at. Alright guys, well, we got our chickens set up for now for the most part, and that will get us started with chicken processing, and we'll see how that goes and just play with it. And hopefully we're all learning a little bit here. We've learned that silage is not necessary, and that we're gonna have to get a little earth fruit. Alright guys, that's about gonna wrap it up for this episode. That's about 30 minutes, and what we'll do is we'll pick back up. We got to get that rye out of the field, and I guess we'll go ahead and start looking at seeding some beets. So we'll do that on our next edition. Until then, thanks as always for watching. I do hope you learned a little something today, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, like that video, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, come back tomorrow and watch our next edition as we continue on with our farming sim adventures, and who knows what we'll get into. But until then, stay safe, have a wonderful day, and I will see you on our next edition. Until then, I'm Mistermoose. It's Farming Simulator 2015. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, well, maybe you liked it. So give me a big old thumbs up. That like goes a long way. Also, subscribe to this channel. I will update the videos every single day, so there'll always be something new for you to see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. Thanks for your support.